Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me.
And again, I thank you for watching our broadcast here at the Lord's Been Kind. It is both a privilege and an honor to sit before you and present you the Word of God. Today, we're going to deal with a class entitled, The Body is the Temple. Here's how to feed it. Be careful what you eat. The body is the temple. Here's how you feed it. Be careful what you eat. Everybody know the body is the temple. And when I say everybody know, the first thing you see somebody outside smoking a cigarette, and somebody church going come by, he defiling the temple. He not supposed to smoke a cigarette, But that's not what that means. We're gonna learn today what that means. We're gonna learn that when God's telling you not to defile your temple, he's talking about on the spiritual level. But before we get into the spiritual level, we're going to deal with how you feed this temple on the physical level. See, God got a lot of laws in the Bible. And it's important, if we really trying to obtain our salvation, it's important that we go into the Bible and we investigate the matter. Now, it has been commonly said that man can really eat what we want to eat. We got free choice to eat what we want to eat. But we're going to learn today that when God made these animals, he made them saying, look here, I made clean animals and I made unclean animals. And to prove this, we're going to turn to Genesis chapter 7 and verse 1. That's where we're going to turn. Genesis chapter 7 and verse 1. And when we get there, brother, you can go ahead and read it.
And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark. For thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation.
Go ahead.
Of every clean beast that shall take to thee by 7, and the male and his female, and the beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female.
Now we're reading in Genesis. A lot of people don't even know this in here. And the reason I say that is because this is Noah going on to the ark. And when I learned about the story about Noah going on to the ark, I learned that it was just 2 by 2. Is that what you learned? So, and many of us out here watching, that's how we learn, it's 2 by 2. But when we read, because it say 2 by 2 in here as well, but that's 1 male, 1 female, that's 2. They came on that ark 2 by 2. But of the clean, it was 7 animals, and of the unclean, it was 2 sets. Okay? Let's go on over to Genesis chapter 9. Because see, what we do know, and I'm not saying, this is 100% fact that this is the reason, but we do know that when God calls for man to sacrifice, which we're going to find out takes place after, we don't see man just sacrificing animals before the flood. We see it afterwards. The only time we see an animal sacrifice before the flood was when the Lord sacrificed that animal and made Adam and Eve some coats of skin. But we're going to see afterwards that, animals were sacrificed. And brothers and sisters, you don't never see them sacrificing a pig in the Bible. Not a righteous man. We see a strange sacrifice in Leviticus chapter 10. We see that. But we don't see no clean animal. We see death for that strange sacrifice. But we don't see them sacrificing no rats. We see they sacrifice people, but that was evil. Okay? So we got Noah and them get on the ark. And we see that they came 7 of the clean and 2 of the unclean. Now, let's learn something else in this story of Noah. Let's pick it up, Genesis chapter 9 and verse 1. When you get there, go ahead and read.
And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth.
Now see, prior to this, Adam, Eve, and Noah, and everybody else, they able to communicate with these animals. And when I say they're able to communicate, obviously so. If Noah was able to he got all the animals we see was on that ark, like the lion, the tiger, the bear, the gorillas, hippos, all the animals, the vultures, the hawks, all this stuff got on the boat with them. So Noah was able to collect these animals, just like Adam was able to name these animals. Just like when Jesus Christ returned, we read that the wolf gonna lay with the child, and the child gonna be able to put his hand over there to a snake, poisonous snake. You understand? So at this point in Genesis 9, we see that he said, and the dread and the fear of you should be upon every beast of the earth and upon every fowl of the air. Go ahead.
And upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea, into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb, as I have given all things.
Okay, so at first he said you could have a green herb. He told him that in Genesis chapter 2. He was like, look, all the trees of the garden you can eat. You know what I'm saying? Except for the tree of good and evil. We're going to get on that later. But he said all the trees is good for meat. Now what he's doing is saying, hey, now you can kill and eat these animals. See, they wasn't doing that before. He had already declared what was clean and unclean. Because the commandments, believe it or not, brothers and sisters, was here from the beginning. If something is clean, it was because God made it that way. If something was unclean, it was because God made it that way. Let's go on over to Leviticus chapter 7, because we're going to get into learning how we feed this body on the physical level. Because before we could deal with the spiritual level of feeding this body, we need to find out how we prevent from defiling this body physically. Because yes, this body is a temple. And yes, the Lord has given so many, there's so many laws in the Bible. God tell you that a man not supposed to sleep with a woman when she on her cycle. That's how deep this Bible goes. So we're going to see here something that a lot of people miss when you start talking about how you're supposed to eat. Go ahead, Leviticus 7:27. You get there, go ahead and read, bro.
Whatsoever soul it be that eateth any manner of blood, even that soul shall be cut off from his people.
Yeah, there go you vampires. That's for you people out there who like to eat that Pittsburgh rare meat. That's that meat. They put it in the flame and they just get it dark on both sides and it's bloody red. I know because I used to work at a steakhouse. Bloody red. When me and my brothers, when we go out to eat, we eat well done meat. We don't want no red in there. I mean, it done got to the point where I done been out with this brother here, and he done went back there and cooked his own meat. And I ain't lying. That is the truth. He told them, can I cook it? And they told him, yeah. I'm sitting there like, man, I know, I'm all embarrassed. Like, I know this guy ain't gonna go over there and say, he over there like, I bet I'll do it. But I mean, that's how serious we taking this thing though, too, to be honest with you. Like, we ain't trying to violate this law of God. And something like this, what we gonna eat? Oh man, that ain't nothing but mind over matter. I can do without eating unclean. Let's learn about this unclean. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 11. We're gonna find out what God declared clean and unclean. Now we know he declared this before he gave us this, but we gonna find, and Noah had to know, but we gonna find out exactly what it is. Leviticus 11:1. Get there. Go ahead and read, bro.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which you shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
See, so he giving you the requisite. This is the law here. These are the beasts that you are supposed to eat that are on the earth. Go ahead.
Whatsoever part of the hoof, and is cloven-footed,
right,
and cheweth the cud, among the beasts, that shall you eat.
Okay, are you cloven-footed, brother? Nah, we got toes. So then, rule number 1, do not eat people. I don't care if you trapped in the mountains because your plane fell down and it ain't nothing, an animal in sight. You better eat snow. God said you don't eat people. That is an abomination to him. We don't have these abilities, and we're going to learn other animals that don't have these abilities. But I'm putting that man out there because I want you, see, most people like, I ain't going to eat no people. Even though in the Bible, we know some people willing to eat their children. That's an abomination to God. Okay? So he said, whatever cloven-footed, cheweth the cud, and part of the hoof, you can eat that. Go ahead, verse 4.
Nevertheless, these shall you not eat among all that these.
Verse 4, go ahead.
Nevertheless, these shall you not eat that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof. He is unclean unto you.
So just because it got something, don't mean that it's qualifying. See, this camel, it say nevertheless, he do chew the cud, But he don't divide the hoof as the camel because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof. He is unclean. See, he got like them horse feet. You know how he put the horse thing around the foot? You know what I'm saying? That ain't he don't have that divide of the hoof. See, I'd have been to the state fair up in Michigan, and I had the privilege of seeing a clean animal, and it's obvious. You know, them sheep, them lambs, them goats, cows. You know, them clean animals. Go ahead, read.
And the cunning, because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
Mm-hmm.
And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divide not the hoof, he is unclean unto you.
And no more rabbit stew. You know, this ain't Fatal Attraction. This is the real deal. You cannot eat rabbit. You know, no rabbit feet. I don't care if they do taste like chicken. You can't eat it. It's an abomination. Go ahead, keep reading.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you.
Read that verse again, brother.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you.
He said he is unclean unto you, the swine. For those of you that don't know what swine is, it is pig. It is pork. It is bacon, fat back, hog maws, chitlins, baby back ribs, all that crap. All that stuff that giving us that high blood pressure. How your eyes all red all the time. That stuff ain't no good for you, brothers and sisters. It is killing us. You do not put that in your body. It is unclean. When God made it, he made it unclean. Yeah, it got its purpose. I mean, sure, if we lived on the farm, the pig would be good. He eat the garbage disposal. He eat everything. But we ain't supposed to eat him. Go ahead and read, bro.
Of their flesh shall you not eat, and their carcass shall you not touch. They are unclean unto you.
Go ahead.
These shall you not eat that are in the waters. Whatsoever has fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall you eat.
He's saying the stuff that's in the water now. We're going to deal with the water animals. It has to have fins and scales. So no shrimp, oysters, clam chowder, shark meat, octopus, catfish. You cannot eat that, brothers and sisters. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but the Lord is saying that this stuff is unclean. So we're trying to be Christ-like. If we're trying to be Christian, oh, somebody might say, yeah, but the kingdom of heaven is not foods and meats. We're going to get there with that. But this is about being obedient to what thus said the Lord. And this is about how God made us from dirt. Don't you think he know what you're supposed to be able to put inside your body? He created this. He give you the air you breathe. He put your intestines in you, your colon, your stomach, your esophagus, your larynx, your mouth, your tongue, your teeth, all that stuff, your bowels, everything. He made that. He already knew how it functioned. Don't you think he knows how to feed it? Go ahead, keep reading, bro.
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. They shall be an abomination to you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have that carcass an abomination.
All right, and I'm going to read something real quick. I'm going to read the definition, and we got Merriam-Webster's Collegiate Dictionary, 10th edition. And we're going to look up abominable. And the reason we're going to look up abominable because an abomination is just basically something abominable. So we're going to look up abominable.